platform going forward?
I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports.
Honestly, the WNBA is in shock right now. The clash between the Indiana Fever and Connecticut Sun wasn't just another game. It turned into a total blowout, capped off with the sweetest dose of karma the league has seen in years. Brittney Griner, fresh off her new one-year deal with Connecticut, tried using her size to muscle and intimidate Caitlin Clark on the court. She thought she could shake up the young star. She thought she could crack the Fever. But she made one huge mistake. She forgot about Sophie Cunningham, Indiana's fiercest protector. The moment Griner came at Clark, Cunningham didn't just react, she erupted. What followed was a stunning locker room clash, a savage post-game call-out, and an on-court embarrassment that left the Sun reeling. If you thought the WNBA drama was intense before, just wait. It's about to get a whole lot bigger.
Anybody with half a brain cell today, no doubt about it. Now, right here, double technicals for Sanaya Rivers and Caitlin Clark, who exchanged words after a Connecticut foul. That's 7 technicals for Caitlin Clark. One more, and she will be suspended. I hope they rescind this one because I thought it was complete bullshit. You see that score, 123-88. The Indiana Fever set a record for points in the first half of a game with 70 tonight. Wow. Yeah, and Caitlin Clark started this game fast.
Buckle up, because the old guard just got put on blast, and Sophie Cunningham showed everyone why you don't mess with Caitlin Clark. Let's rewind to the moment things exploded. The Fever were battling the Connecticut Sun in a tight, tense game. Clark was doing her usual magic, hitting deep threes and running the show, but the Sun were growing frustrated. Then, late in the third quarter, Brittney Griner, now wearing a Sun jersey, hit Clark with a hard, dirty offensive foul.
Connecticut Sun, 27 points, 11 assists in just 27 minutes. Indiana Fever beat the absolute dog crap, beat the brakes off the Connecticut Sun, 123-88. 70 points in the first half. This is what the Indiana Fever offense looks like when Stephanie White gets the hell out of Caitlin Clark's way. We got to get into it and break this game down. Caitlin Clark breaking records as always. Only the GOAT can do this. Only the GOAT can do this. Take a look at this here, courtesy of ESPN Insights. Another historic night for Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark became the first player in WNBA history to...
Instead of owning up to it, Griner got heated and tried to muscle her way through. The tension kept rising. Sharp words flew back and forth, and Griner got right up in Clark's face, trying to loom over her and rattle her focus. Then, in a call that left everyone scratching their heads, the ref slapped Clark with a double technical. Just like that, the whole vibe of the game flipped. The Sun bench was fired up, convinced they'd finally cracked Clark. Griner had that smug look, thinking her old-school scare tactics worked on the league's new star. But that's when the Fever coach made one substitution that flipped the entire game on its head. Sophie Cunningham, traded to the Fever before the 2025 season and freshly re-signed for this 2026 run, stepped off the bench. And this wasn't just a defensive sub. This was a warning shot. Right after that technical, the ball came back in play, and Cunningham stared straight at Griner. That was the moment she decided the Sun's night was over. Talk about karma working fast. Cunningham got the ball back from Clark on a clean feed, squared up, and drilled a deep 3 right in front of Griner. The whole crowd lost it. But she wasn't finished yet. Next trip down, Cunningham bulldozed her way into the paint, took the hit from Griner, and still finished the layup for the and one.
Nice little drive. And hits the little floater. That's good stuff. This is my boy Venom. Welcome back, Venom. Venom Reacts. Go subscribe. He's back after his auto accident. And he was away for some days. He is straight up back. And he's going to be calling this on this Ty Harris to CC situation.
Oh my gosh, Caitlin Clark is cooking. Come here, Sanaya, step back. Oh my gosh.
Give that guy your map.
Curling off the screen. Come here. Curry 3.
Bang. C22. What's up, Venom? Good to see you back, man. No doubt about it. His channel is growing. Talked to Venom tonight before the game. Good stuff. Good stuff. Caitlin again.
Where you're going.
Way out. Bam. Knocks it down from way outside. Good stuff. Absolutely good stuff. Caitlin Clark, let's see it. This is going to be an and one. She going to drive. Pull up another little floater. And the and.
Cunningham basically took over the game single-handedly. She stared straight at Griner, pointed toward the Suns bench, and shut the whole team up. Indiana's energy took over completely, and Connecticut looked frozen. The Fever cruised to a lopsided win, leaving Griner staring blankly at the scoreboard, stunned. But here's the thing. The real chaos hadn't even started yet, because what happened after the game is what really shook the league. The on-court beatdown was rough enough, but Cunningham wasn't done. She didn't quietly walk to the locker room and let it go. Reports and viral clips show she walked straight up to the cameras and unloaded on the veteran center. No filter, no safe PR lines, just straight fire.
It goes against perhaps, some people might say, hey, for the trans community, this could be something that could come back on us or be targeted against us. Like, how do you, I guess, view that sort of critique?
Like I said, I extend love and I don't dislike anyone. Like, I think there's room for absolutely everyone here. And I think there's room to love everyone. And I truly think when you get people in the same room, you have conversations, you actually have a lot in common with a lot of people. And so I'm there to love. But I'm also there to love biological women. And I think that there are rights that need to be protected. And, like I said, I'm going to stand true to that. I'll never falter in my beliefs in that, but I have never once said I hated the trans community. Like I said, I think there's space for everyone.
Sophie, what about Connecticut today? Tell us a little bit about the game. What are you thinking about Keys or Garden Brittney? You know her so well.
Yeah, I think it has been so fun. I played with BG for 6 years, and so I know her like the back of my hand. And as of late, she's been playing really good. She's been playing like OG Brittney, and so we have our hands full down in the paint. I really think actually Connecticut is playing really good as a whole. I think everyone's playing their role really well from top to bottom. They don't go out there and do anything outside of what they do, and that makes it difficult. And so, yeah, you could look at standings and where they're at in the league, but when you do that in this league, you're going to get beat by 50. And so we have one more game before break, and we cannot take this game lightly at all. And so we have to come out with...
Get ready, because what just went down between the Fever and the Sun turned into one of the wildest storylines the WNBA has seen all year, and nobody saw it coming. This wasn't just about a basketball game anymore. It spilled straight into off-court drama that has fans everywhere picking sides. Let's go back to where it all started. The Indiana Fever were locked in a heated matchup with the Connecticut Sun. Caitlin Clark was doing what she always does, pulling up from way beyond the arc and running the offense like a true floor general. But Connecticut wasn't having it. As the game wore on, frustration started building on the Suns' side. Late in the third quarter, Brittney Griner, now suited up in a Connecticut jersey after signing her new one-year deal, tried to use her size advantage to physically overpower Clark, laying a hard, blatant foul on her. Griner clearly thought she could rattle the young star. She thought a little physical pressure would knock Indiana off its rhythm. But she made one costly mistake. She forgot about Sophie Cunningham. The moment Griner went after Clark, Cunningham didn't just get involved, she completely took over. What followed was a string of events, an intense on-court response, a fiery post-game moment in front of the cameras, and a night the Sun will not forget anytime soon. Cunningham basically carried the rest of the game on her back. She looked dead at Griner, pointed straight toward Connecticut's bench, and just like that, silenced the entire team. Indiana's energy shifted into another gear, and the Sun looked frozen, unable to respond. The Fever pulled away for a comfortable win, leaving Griner staring at the scoreboard in disbelief. But that was only half the story. What happened after the final buzzer is what really got people talking. Cunningham didn't quietly head to the locker room and let the moment pass. Reports and clips that spread fast online showed her walking right up to the media cameras and speaking her mind about what had just happened on the floor. There were no rehearsed, safe answers here. She called out the physical targeting directly, sending a clear message that anyone trying to bully Caitlin Clark would end up embarrassed for it, on national television, in front of everyone. Fans went wild over the moment. To a lot of people watching, it proved that Indiana isn't backing down from anyone, and that veterans leaning on intimidation are finding out those old tricks just don't work anymore. Connecticut tried playing physical, and it backfired in the most public way possible. Griner tested the fever, and Cunningham walked away looking like the toughest player on that floor. Now, here's where the story takes a turn away from basketball entirely. Cunningham has also been in headlines recently for comments she made that a lot of people found controversial, and she's made it clear she isn't walking any of it back. About a week before all this, she spoke out on the topic of transgender athletes competing in women's sports, and she didn't hold back. In an interview with ESPN, she said she felt it was important to protect young girls in athletics, specifically girls who she felt shouldn't have to compete against biological men. When reporters pushed her to explain further, she stood firm, saying, in her words, she believes it's simply common sense, and that protecting children, including young girls, matters to her deeply. She made clear she wasn't going to change her position. Her comments got plenty of support online too, with some public figures saying they stood behind her completely. Cunningham herself pushed back on the idea that her stance came from a place of hate. She explained that she doesn't dislike anyone, and that she believes there's room in the world to care about everyone involved. Her point was that supporting fairness for biological women in sports doesn't mean tearing anyone else down. It's about protecting what she sees as a level playing field, while still believing there's space for compassion on all sides. Of course, this is a topic that splits opinion right down the middle. Some see her comments as standing up for fairness in women's sports, while others see it as an issue that deserves a lot more nuance and compassion for everyone affected. Either way, it's clear Cunningham isn't shying away from tough conversations, on or off the court. So between the physical statement she made against Griner and the Sun, and the conversation she sparked off the court, Sophie Cunningham has definitely made herself one of the most talked about names in the league right now. What do you think about all this? Do you think Cunningham handled the moment on the court the right way? And where do you stand on everything she said afterward? Drop your honest thoughts down in the comments. I'd genuinely love to hear different perspectives on this one. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, give it a like, subscribe if you're new here, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big WNBA story. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.